Dear friends, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we concluded the chapter named as sound. We studied everything about this sound, which is the universal level. We studied about the how sound propagates, how sound produced, how the sound production happens in the human beings, how the propagation of the sound happens. Right. The same and we studied about the different types of the sound. That's nothing but about the sound wave, as well as we discussed about the pitch, loudness, audible, inaudible sound, as well as we discussed about the music, noise pollution, and whether to the control the noise pollution in the last class. Now in today's class we are going to discuss about the exercise, which is going to come in this topic. So the first question in your exercise is choose the correct answer from the following. Choose the correct answer from the following. That is the thing but the given the multiple choice question. So what is the first question here? Sound can travel through. Sound can travel through A. Gases only, B. Solids only, C option liquids only, D option solids, gases and liquids. Right? If you remember the propagation of this sound, there I told you one point that is nothing but for the propagation of the sound there is a requirement of what? There is a requirement of medium. There is a requirement of medium. So if you take the example of gas, it is also medium, solid it is also medium, liquid it is also medium. So sound can propagate in all the mediums. It is going to propagate in the solid, gases, liquid. So that propagation of the sound is nothing but what? It is the traveling of the sound. Because of that, sound can travel through gases like solids also and liquids also. So for that reason, the correct answer for this question is option D. That is nothing but sound can travel through solids, liquids and gases. Remember this thing. Sound requires medium for the propagation and it can propagate in all the mediums. Solid, gas and liquids. So answer for the first question is D. Now second question. Why is which of the following is likely to have minimum frequency? Why is which of the following is likely to have minimum frequency? Before that, what is the frequency? Frequency is nothing but number of oscillation in 1 second. Right? Number of oscillation in 1 second. So from the following, which has the minimum frequency? A. Baby girl, B. Baby boy, C. A man, D. A woman. So from the following, which one has the minimum frequency? If you remember the loudness and shrillness topic when discussing about those things, I told you that loudness is dependent on the amplitude, whereas shrillness there is nothing but pitch, which is dependent on what? Which is dependent on the frequency. Right? If you take the example of children, if you take the example of men as well as the women, the frequency, the loudness will be the same in all those things. Right? There will be changes in the loudness. If the louder will be the sound, amplitude will be more. But if you take the example of women, men as well as children, I wrote a frequency chart, increasing order, decreasing order. But I wrote a frequency chart where the frequency of the children is more. The frequency of the children's sound is more, then women is more than the men, and lastly the least frequency having sound is what? It is of man. So here the option, correct option is a man. A man has the least frequency. That is nothing but if you remember frequency of the like this I wrote there baby, women and men. So frequency of baby will be larger than the frequency of women, which is larger than the frequency of the men. So correct option here is a man. A man has the least frequency. So next question. In the following statement, tick T for the true answer and tick F for the false answer. So in the first question, main question number 3, first question is sound cannot travel in vacuum. Sound cannot travel in vacuum. Already in the first question we discussed that number of oscillations per second of a vibrating body of a object is called time period. Is it right? What do you mean by time period? Time period is nothing but it is the time taken by the sound wave to complete one oscillation. It is the time taken for the completing one oscillation. In the same manner, the number of oscillation per sound. The number of oscillation per sound of a vibrating body. It should be second. The number of oscillation per second of a vibrating body or object is called what? It is called frequency. It is called frequency. But here it is given as time period. If it is given as time period, then this statement is what? This statement is false. And the correct answer for this statement is what? It is the frequency. It is the frequency. So it should be second. This should be second. That is nothing but the number of oscillations per second of a vibrating object is called the time period. And this statement is false. It is known as frequency. Now third statement. If the amplitude of a vibration is larger, the sound is feeble. Right? If the amplitude of a vibration is large, the sound is feeble. Then if you remember the loudness topic. If you remember the loudness topic where I given a statement of point that nothing but loudness is directly proportional to the amplitude square. It is directly proportional to the amplitude square. So more the amplitude, more the loudness. Less the amplitude, less the loudness. So in this statement, feeble is given. Feeble is nothing but smoother sound. The sound is less louder. Loudness will be less if it is given as feeble. So if the loudness is less, that means the amplitude should be less. But in the statement they are given that if the amplitude of the vibration is large, the sound is feeble, but it is not pure. If the amplitude of the vibration is larger, the sound will be louder one as per this condition. But it is feeble. In the statement it is given as feeble. For that reason, it is also false. It is also false. Since more the amplitude, more will be the louder the sound. Less the amplitude, the sound will be feeble. Right? This is the answer for the C question. Now D question. For human ears, the audible range is 20 Hz to the 20,000 Hz. Right? For human ears, the audible range is 20 Hz to the 20,000 Hz. And this statement is also true. That this statement is true. Since the audible range of our ears is 20 Hz to the 20,000 Hz. Less than 20 Hz, it will become inaudible sound. More than 20,000 Hz, it becomes ultrasonic sound, which can't be hearable by our ears. So our audible range of our ears is from 20 Hz to the 20,000 Hz. So next question. The lower the frequency of the vibration, the higher is the pitch. The lower the frequency of the vibration the higher is the pitch. So this statement is also completely wrong. This is also false. Why it is false? If you remember, pitch is directly proportional to the frequency. Pitch is directly proportional to the frequency. Pitch is nothing but series. More will be the frequency, more will be the pitch of that vibrating body or vibrating sound. Less will be the frequency, less will be the pitch. So the pitch depends on the frequency, it is directly proportional. So if it goes on increasing in the frequency, the pitch of that sound is going to increase. In the same manner, if you take the example of this thing, that is nothing but second question, the frequency of the baby boy will be larger, but sound will be feeble one. In the same manner, baby boy will be also larger, but the frequency will be larger, the sound will be feeble. But in case of man, the sound will be louder, but the frequency will be less. Why it is less? It is less pitched sound. It is less pitched sound. The same manner, the lower the frequency of the vibration of the body, the higher the next statement. Unwanted and unpleasant sound is termed as music. Unwanted and unpleasant sound is termed as music, and this statement is also false. Why? Unwanted and unpleasant sound is termed as noise, not music. Pleasant sound is termed as what? It is termed as music. Pleasant sound which is pleasant to our brain, it is pleasant to hear. Those type of sounds are music. But the unpleasant sound and unwanted sound which is coming from the vehicles is noise. So this statement is also false. Next, G question. Noise pollution may cause partial hearing impairment. Noise pollution may cause partial hearing impairment, and this statement is true. This statement is true. Why? If the continuous exposure to the noise, high producing noise, our eardrums are getting damaged. They are going to get damaged. If they are getting damaged, we are going to not hear the sound which is coming from the object. It may be a full impairment or it may be a partially impairment of the hearing. So that we can hear, but we can't hear the small sounds. So this is the answer for the G question, and the statement is true one. Next we are going to discuss about the next question. Now next, fourth question. Main question number 4. Fill in the blank with suitable word. Fill in the blank with the suitable word. Now in that question, first question number 8. Time taken by an object to complete one oscillation is called. Time taken by an object to complete one oscillation. That is nothing but if you take an object like this, to complete one oscillation like this, from here to here to here, the time taken here to complete one oscillation is what? It is the time period of that sound wave. So the answer here is time period. Right, nothing but time taken by an object to complete one oscillation is called as time period. Second question, B, question number B. Loudness is determined by the dash of the vibration. Loudness of any object or any sound can be determined by the dash of any object or of vibration. So here the answer will be the amplitude. The answer will be the amplitude. The loudness of any sound which can be determined by the amplitude of the vibration or amplitude of the wave. If you remember the last question from the loudness is directly proportional to the amplitude square. So it can be determined by the amplitude of that vibration. In the same manner, three question. The unit of frequency is hertz. The unit of frequency is hertz, which can be written as Hz, capital H, small z. Right, the unit of frequency is hertz. Why? It is given by the scientist named as hertz, hertz. Because of that, the SI unit of the frequency is given as hertz. Next question, question number D. Unwanted sound is called noise. Unwanted sound is called noise. Whereas pleasant and wanted sound is known as what? It is known as music. Unwanted sound is known as noise. E. Shrillness of the sound is determined by the dash of the vibration. Shrillness of the sound is determined by the dash of the vibration. What do you mean by shrillness? Shrillness is nothing but pitch. What do you mean by pitch? Pitch is nothing but how our brain interprets the sound. That is nothing but it is the pitch. So pitch or shrillness is dependent on what? It is dependent on frequency of an sound wave or frequency of a sound vibration. So which can be determined by how? It can be determined by the frequency of the vibration. So answer for the E question is shrillness of the sound is determined by the frequency. It is determined by the frequency of the vibration. These are the answers for the main question number 4. Now main question number 5. A So if we take the example here, this will be the pendulum. This will be the pendulum, and pendulum making to and fro motion here. It's going like this, and it's going to come back like this, and it's going to stay at the initial position. So it is going to do this motion 40 times. It's going to do this motion 40 times in 4 seconds. So we have to find out the frequency, that is nothing but in 1 second how many times it is going to go to and fro. Or in 1 second how many times it is going to oscillate. In the same manner, for one oscillation how much time it is going to take. We have to calculate. So first we have to write the given data here. So total number of oscillation here. Total number of oscillation of the pendulum. Total number of oscillations of pendulum is equal to how much? How much? It is equal to 40. It is equal to 40. So it is going to oscillate 40 times. And time taken here. Time taken for completing that much oscillation. For completing those oscillations. That is nothing but small t is equal to how much? It is equal to 4 seconds. So what we have to find out? We have to find out the time period and frequency, so that time period is equal to what? It is equal to capital T, it is equal to question mark. We have to find out the time period here. The same manner we have to find out the frequency of that sound. So frequency, that is nothing but nu, which is equal to question mark. We have to find out the frequency as well as we have to find out the time period of that sound. So first we are going to find out the frequency. So what is the frequency here? Frequency, that is nothing but nu equal to, if you remember the formula for the frequency, that is nothing but 1 by t. Or what do you mean by frequency? Frequency is nothing but number of oscillation in 1 second. Number of oscillation in 1 second. So find out the frequency. We are going to take the total number of oscillation. We are going to take the total number of oscillation divided by total time taken. Divided by total time taken. So that equal to nu equal to total number of oscillation is equal to how much? It is equal to 40. It is equal to 40 divided by total time taken here is how much? It is equal to 4 seconds. So that 4 1s are 4, 4 10s are 40. So nu equal to how much? It is equal to 10 hertz. So frequency of the sound, frequency nu equal to how much? It is equal to 10 hertz. It is equal to 10 hertz. Next what we have to find out? We have to find out the time period. That is nothing but capital T. If you remember the previous classes where I given a relationship between time period and the frequency, that is nothing but frequency is equal to 1 by t. Frequency is equal to 1 by t. If you remember that relationship between frequency and the time period, which is given as frequency equal to 1 by t. It is the reciprocal of the time period. In the same manner, t equal to what? It is equal to 1 by nu. These are the relationship between frequency and time period. So that to find out the time period we require frequency. In the same manner, to find out the frequency we require time period. So in this case, time period is equal to what? It will be equal to 1 by nu. It is equal to 1 by nu. That is nothing but frequency. So I am going to write that answer here. T equal to 1 by nu. So that T equal to 1 divided by what is the frequency here? It is equal to 10. 1 divided by 10. So T equal to 1 by 10 can be written as the decimal point. That is nothing but 0.1 second. 0.1 second. So that time period is equal to how much? It is equal to 0.1 second. So the time period of the sound is 0.1 second and frequency is how much? It is equal to 10 hertz. This is the conclusion of this question. I hope this is clear. So while any given data if numerical is given on the basis of this time period and frequency, if they are given the number of oscillation, if they are given the time taken, so that first we have to calculate the frequency, then go for the what? Go for the time period. This is the answer for the fifth question. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the remaining questions. Up to that point, thank you, take care, stay well.